Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Today I want to discuss the fourth episode of the eighth and final season of HBO's mega hit series, Game of Thrones. There will be spoilers in this video, so viewers, if you aren't caught up on all of Game of Thrones, up through and including the fourth episode of the eighth season, please be warned, the spoilers are about to begin.
They were the shields that guarded the realms of men. And we shall never see their light again.
So after a quick funeral, everyone is celebrating the improbable victory. People are being congratulated, and Daenerys appears jealous that she isn't receiving more praise. Everyone in the north is getting drunk and horny, and they start pairing off and finding their way towards the bedrooms, and Daenerys and Jon don't seem the least bit concerned about the whole aunt-nephew dynamic. But Daenerys doesn't want Jon telling anyone the big secret, and she wants Bran and Sam to keep their damned mouths shut. This led to the worst kept secret in the history of the show, a secret that was quickly passed around like a campfire doobie.
Never tell them who you really are. Swear your brother and Samuel Tarly to secrecy and tell no one else.
I need to tell you something. You have to swear you'll never tell another soul.
Or it will take on a life of its own and you won't be able to control it or what it does to people. No matter how many times you bend the knee. No matter what you swear.
You have to swear it before I tell you.
How can I promise to keep a secret if I don't even know what it is?
Because we're family.
Sansa will want to see me gone and you on the Iron Throne.
I swear it.
I've never begged for anything. But I'm begging you. Don't do this.
Swear it. Tyrion. What if there's someone else? Someone better?
How many others know?
Including us? 8.
You are my queen. Nothing will change that.
And then it's not a secret anymore. It's information. If a handful of people know now, hundreds will know soon. Then what happens?
With his miserable use of schoolyard tactics, I'm surprised that Jon Snow didn't insist that Sansa and Arya pinky swear that they wouldn't tell anyone the secret. Sansa immediately spilled the beans to Tyrion, who in turn immediately filled Varys in with this new information. So now Dany's worst fear has materialized, and Varys is already rallying in favor of Jon Snow. Make no mistake, Daenerys wants her power. And to be fair, she certainly sacrificed more than anyone else did in the defense of the North. But Daenerys seems jealous that Jon Snow is more charismatic than she is. So Daenerys is trying to manipulate poor Jon Snow. And on the other side, his two sisters are also trying to manipulate him. Always the reluctant leader, poor Jon Snow doesn't want any of this. But the poor guy is being bullied and pushed around by 3 manipulative, bossy women. Meanwhile, Varys has always had concerns about Daenerys. And now he's firmly in the corner of Jon Snow. So assuming Daenerys survives the battle with Cersei, I have to imagine she will once again still feel cornered in the aftermath, and that Jon Snow will be seen as the final threat between her and the power she lusts for. Everyone knows that Jon Snow is too clueless not to be played by Daenerys, and deep down they also seem to know that he's the best leader. But you gotta hand it to Daenerys. Power hungry she might be, but she is more than willing to fight in order to obtain that power. This, however, is also perhaps her biggest flaw.
One or two must have tried to get inside Big Brienne.
One or two tried.
Ah, but you fought them off.
All my life I've been hearing, Jaime Lannister. What a brilliant swordsman. He was slower than I expected.
But I know Sir Jaime. He is a man of honor.
Women and children burned alive. Would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then?
I was his captor once. But when we were both taken prisoner and the men holding us tried to force themselves on me, Sir Jaime defended me.
A wooden sword.
Thought you'd gone.
You gave her a wooden sword. Taking her to King's Landing. Unless you kill me.
It's yours.
I can't
It was
accept.
reforged from Ned Stark's sword. You'll use it to defend Ned Stark's daughter.
You gave it to me for a purpose. I have achieved that purpose.
It's yours.
It will always be yours.
I'm not the fighter I used to be. But I'd be honored to serve under your command, if you'll have me. Arise, Brienne of Tarth. A knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Sir Brienne of Tarth, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
What are you doing? Taking your shadow. I pushed a boy out a tower window, crippled him for life. For Cersei. The things I do for love. She's hateful. And so am I.
Poor Brienne. So Jaime Lannister's potential path to redemption has another new twist. Whether Jaime is ultimately redeemed will largely depend on the final choice he makes regarding his adorable twin sister. If Jaime can truly give up his love for Cersei, then he will be redeemed. But in the end, if he can't do that, if he can't truly give up on loving his sister, then his character is damned. And with this latest twist, it is still difficult to predict what he might do. Jaime's defining moment is coming, and with Bronn's revealing perspective that Cersei wanted him killed, and news of Euron's attack, I wouldn't be surprised if Jaime loses this battle for redemption, where he ultimately succumbs to the will of his adorable twin sister. Will Jaime try and save Cersei, or is he going to try and kill her? Incidentally, I enjoyed the scene with Bronn and the Lannister brothers, and I thought Bronn's actions were consistent with everything we know about his character, although I'm not exactly sure how Bronn found them so easily. And like his brother, Tyrion also has a similar defining moment coming soon. You get the sense that deep down, Tyrion knows that Jon Snow will make a much better ruler than Daenerys. Varys made a very strong case, and Tyrion likely knows this. But Tyrion seems very reluctant to give up on Daenerys. And honestly, I kinda suspect Tyrion is in love with Daenerys just as much as Jorah was. The big difference being Tyrion is more discreet. This is a battle of heart and mind for Tyrion. And I think there's a reason Tyrion made a point to tell Jaime that it had been years since he was with a woman. And one final point on Jaime and Brienne, if this was indeed their final scene together, then so ends one of the most interesting and compelling character relationships during the entire run of the show. Meanwhile, these dragons suck. Time and time again, these dragons have gotten their asses kicked. So it really wasn't all that surprising to see another dragon get shot out of the sky. And the reactions to this attack were even worse than Rickon Stark's failure to zigzag at the onset of the Battle of the Bastards. This dragon was getting its ass handed to it. It was getting absolutely schooled, and yet neither dragon strayed the course. Absolutely no attempt at elusive movement. These dragons suck, and Daenerys is absolutely clueless when it comes to being aware of her surroundings. Big victory here for Queen Cersei. And then Cersei continued schooling Daenerys, by coaxing her into a fight. That Cersei sure has a flair for the dramatic, and Cersei has thought this through. The army of Daenerys is badly weakened. The dragon sucks out loud. And now even if Cersei loses, her propaganda machine would make ruling very difficult for Daenerys, because innocents are going to die. This is exactly what Varys, and to a lesser extent Tyrion, did not want her to do, to put innocent lives in harm's way. But Daenerys has one mode when cornered or provoked: attack mode. To her credit, she even tried showing some restraint here, but Cersei showed her what time it is. Sansa's opposition to Daenerys is another obstacle. Sansa is just as cold and calculating and manipulative as Queen Cersei. Sansa is bullying poor Jon Snow. She's too smart for Daenerys. And as she reminded us when speaking to the Hound, her enemies pay and pay dearly.
Heard you were broken in rough.
And he got what he deserved. I gave it to him.
You're heading to King's Landing?
Have some unfinished business.
Me too.
Oh.
Hounds.
You've changed, little bird. You never used to shut up. Now you're just sitting there like a mute.
Guess I've changed.
I don't plan on coming back.
Neither do I.
Gonna leave me to die again if I get hurt?
Probably.
The Hound and Arya were the only two who weren't extremely horny at the big celebration party, so it's fitting that those two have become a team yet again. The dynamic duo indeed. Gendry proved that he didn't know shit about Arya, as if she'd be impressed by titles and status. Arya and the Hound, I assume, have fates that will ultimately be tied in with Queen Cersei and the Mountain. Since Arya already killed the Night King, you would think it should be fairly simple for her to assassinate the Queen without breaking a sweat. But you get the feeling that something is going to go very wrong with the forthcoming efforts from the dynamic duo. I have no idea what to expect here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arya blows her chance to kill Cersei because she's too busy saving the Hound from getting his ass kicked by the Mountain. So what's going to happen in the final 2 episodes of Game of Thrones? I have absolutely no idea. And if my previous episodes on the show prove nothing else, they at least illustrate that my predictions suck every bit as much as these dragons. My predictions suck. I'm hoping that Queen Cersei kicks a lot of ass. I hope she has a surprise herd of war elephants. I hope the last dragon is slain. And I desire to see Euron, the Mountain, and Qyburn all help lead their adorable queen to a triumphant victory. But I'm not especially confident that any of that will actually happen. I am very interested in seeing what challenges are ahead with Jaime Lannister and Arya and the Hound. I have a difficult time believing Arya is going to wind up killing both the Night King and Queen Cersei. And now that she's again leaning in the direction of a revenge-driven character, alongside the Hound no less, who himself seems revenge-driven, this is something that might not bode well for Arya, the Hound, or even Jaime Lannister himself. All of their fates seem deeply intertwined here. So I, for one, cannot wait to see how these last 2 episodes unfold. Long live Queen Cersei. What do you think will happen? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Or it will take on a life of its own and you won't be able to control it or what it does to people. No matter how many times you bend the knee. No matter what you swear.
You have to swear it before I tell you.
How can I promise to keep a secret if I don't even know what it is?
Because we're family.
I've never begged for anything. But I'm begging you. Don't do this.
My lord, I am only a mouthpiece for our queen.
Your queen.
Cersei is queen of the 7 kingdoms. You are her subject.
She's hateful. And so am I.
Her reign is over. You understand this. Help her understand it.
We understand nothing of the sort.